Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tasha. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. Yesterday, for Father's Day, we did not record. Maybe for the past year or so, we haven't been recording on holidays. I usually announce it, but yesterday I did not. I didn't feel it was necessary to do so. Only because I assumed that people were just doing their own thing. Alright. Now, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I need you to hear what I'm saying and don't make up things in your head as to what you think I might be implying, okay? Hear me out. There are seasons, reasons, okay, for everything. And prayer is not exempt from that. There is a such thing as praying too much. I know. It sounds crazy, right? Your spiritual hygiene is based off of your connection with the Creator, your desire to see your prayers manifest, your willpower, and the level of spiritual warfare that you may be experiencing, and that's connected to your bloodline and your purpose as well, right? But a lot of people sometimes don't realize that they're not giving God the time and the opportunity to answer their prayers. It's like a hotline, all right? These prayers that we send out, they go into the ethers. They go into space, right? So the same way we can look at Islam, right? Or Judaism, or any religion that has a strict timetable on where and when and how, rather, the prayer should go up and out. It's the same thing for any other space, right? Whether you're just navigating your sense of spirituality, or if you really are just honed in on something in particular. This is why we have schedules, okay? The ethers is full of energy, okay? And your prayers are some of the main energy that's up there, right? And out there. And a lot of people may disagree. I'm not telling you to stop praying. I'm not telling you to pray less. But I'm saying that be mindful that prayers are energy that's going into the ethers, okay? And we have to be mindful and conscientious of the different frequencies we're sending out and when we are sending them out. I think the only time that you should pray just to pray is when you get the urge and the unction, or if you have spiritual gifts and you get a vision, or you can feel some sort of attack coming on, right? Most of the time we pray because we want something, right? Whether we want something physical or we want something spiritual. We're praying because, again, we want to see something come to pass, right? But the main issue with this is that a lot of people are praying for things and not realizing that their prayers, their constant prayers, is taking up room in the ethers, okay? So this is why, again, when you look at Islam, you see a timetable. Even in Christianity, or if you just look at ancient religions that have a little bit more order and organization than others, then you will see that there are times reserved for certain types of prayers. I'm not saying don't pray about whatever it is that's on your heart. I'm saying to be a little bit more organized with your style, right? With the things that you are focusing on, because the ethers have different windows for when they answer prayers for different things. Of course, fasting and expounding on your relationship with the Creator might buy you a little time and a little bit more energy and, just a little bit more sacredness, if you will. But the main objective here is to get people to understand and realize that you have to give the Creator an opportunity to work for you. You have to give the Creator an opportunity to show up on your behalf. Okay? Not all the time are you even going to get what it is that you're asking for, because the Creator has something better in mind for you, right? And we know that. So be mindful of the energy, aka the prayers that you're sending out, because you can disrupt the ethers. And I'm not saying that it has to be good or a bad prayer. It doesn't matter what it is that you're praying for. Start learning other things to pray for. A lot of the times we pray for things because we really, really want them. And then when we get the thing that we're praying for, do we stop praying for it? Do we thank the Creator for giving it to us? Or do we find something new to pray for? Right? It's usually like being thankful and then finding something new to pray for. Finding something new to pray for is praying as if you already received what it is that you are asking for. Thanking the Creator for the things that you want is like saying you already received it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Most of the time we get into these modes where we get upset with, things taking too long, or things not looking the way we would prefer them to. And I don't think a lot of people take into consideration the time of the day that they're praying. Because some, and we'll go into this, we'll do a segment about it, but right, you have a time to ask for protection, you have a time to give thanks, you have a time, right? There's literally designated and appointed hours where our energy is open to certain suggestions, and where the ethers will grant, right, certain prayers simply because you've asked for those things at the right time, right? Like how we know that the ethers are really active and demonic activity is more heightened and increased at the wee hours. It's the same thing with anything else. Not too much of a difference, all right? So if you're going to take away anything from this segment, please be aware that you are literally going to place yourself in the line of blessings. Excuse me, I dropped my device. You are literally going to place yourself in the line of blessings if you are aware of these different timetables, of these different things that will allow us to properly ask, to properly seek guidance, to properly, put out the things that are there for us in the first place. Again, this is not me saying don't pray. This is not me telling you to slow down on your praying. This is simply me telling you that the Creator has reserved times and things and places for us, okay, to pray. And it'll be a little bit easier for them to be answered. Sometimes you'll get things in real time, right? Like sometimes you'll say, God, please grant me some protection, some traveling mercies. And then you'll see how you just missed a car accident. You know, you'll see how, damn, if I was just there 2 seconds sooner or 2 seconds later, that would have been me. Right? Like, sometimes we don't fully realize the blessings that we have because we're not looking in the right place at the right time. Most of us are so infatuated with the idea of just having our having our prayers answered. Excuse me, I'm a little backwards. It's Monday morning. That we don't realize that there are other things that our energy is connected to, and it's on a different timeline. So you have to consider that as well. Like, the things that are going on with you in the ethers, they have to be in alignment with what it is that you're doing right now for certain prayers to be answered, right? So you have to give the Creator the opportunity to honor you, to show you that He's listening, okay? We don't always have the full understanding on the things that we are connected to, especially in other dimensions, in other timelines. Maybe, like we always suggest here, reaching out to, I'm cutting paper. Reaching out to your ancestors is one of the main things. After the Creator, you have your ancestors, and there's a really fine line between the two, but everything that you need to navigate what it is you're doing spiritually can be guided by your ancestors, but you have to give them the opportunity to come to you. You have to be patient. You have to understand that your purpose and your journey is connected to so many other things. Like, your awakening and what it is that you're asking for can't come before you reach a certain level or a certain frequency in your own divinity. Once you realize that section of it, you'll be moving in, the right direction. But you can't rush God. You can't demand that God is, going to do this and do that. Like, you have to ask Him, and then you have to wait for the blessings. And you cannot get mad with Him when you don't understand what it is that He's doing. Spiritual belch. Most people, they have a really strained relationship with their ancestors if they haven't healed. So that's like the main portion of it. Once you get the better part of yourself, once you get the higher frequencies, you'll be able to start receiving certain blessings. So that's like the next thing. You can't ask for God to make you a parent when you're impatient. You can't ask for God to bless you with more money when you're bad with money, when you're a poor spender, when you're irresponsible, right? So your frequency too has to be at a certain level in order for you to get certain things. Don't ask God for stuff if you know that you're not ready for it. Like, come on, nobody has to tell you the areas you need to work on. Now, if it's something you're not sure you need to work on, that's a little different, right? That's different. But if it's something you know that you need to deal with before you get anything good from God, just work on your patience and work on yourself and humble yourself. And don't be mad with God for not blessing you with what you know for sure you're not ready for. All right, but I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all weekend and y'all Father's Day. I hope y'all are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's free. All right, love y'all. Peace.